We're here. I see we're live. I see myself. Got audio. We've got video. We have trouble. Ay, ay, ay. I'm glad to be here. I don't know. I've just been getting the short end of the streaming problems. But today we're here. Welcome to the circus, the costume shop of me, your host, Phoenix Electra. I have my assistants. I have a little man sleeping next to me. He just startled Loki off, so we'll wait for the boys to come in before we open up the concession stand. Ay, ay, ay. How's everybody been? Any fun projects? Gardening? I still need to get my seeds in starts. But today, are we overambitious? Always. I have cut here to make a double circle ruffle can skirty flowy thing because we made 2 years ago now. Yes, oh my gosh. An orange polymore version, which is amazing, but it is a tad heavy, and we have all of this beautiful sheer polyorganza something or other. So I thought, let's make another one. I cut the 2 circle skirts on Friday. Actually, I cut everything on all this heap on Friday. Let them hang since then. So we have those in this pile. We have meters and meters of 7-inch panels. And we will gather them. I think we're going to use the gathering foot. I tried. The gathering foot set on the most. I gather every stitch, and I used the shearing foot and did it by hand. Didn't notice a huge difference, so I'm just going to use the gathering foot because it's differently aesthetically pleasing. I did not yet finish the sequin smocked schmata. Still have sequins to finish sewing on, but we're getting there. I see Freya Froofers, but Loki's still not here. He's glowering at me from the hallway. Should we have snacks? Should we open up the concession stand real quick, and then we'll get to stitching? Alright. Let's do it! Meow! Oh, come here! Yeah! Hold on. Let's get Freya Frooper some in her crate. I'm gonna walk over and feed Freya Froopers. Hey, Loki! Hey, Thundercat! Okay. Here's one. Come on. Come on, Big Fluff. Hey, little man. Okay! Trouble. Okay. My beast from the deep. But I also... Oh, I said... Somewhere. Are you trying to hurt me? Okay, next. Little man. Alright, come on. No, you don't like those ones. One of these little nuggies. Ow! I cut half of his... Well, one maxi pad. There's still another to go. Come on. Alright, that's it for snacks. We don't want no fatties around here. We can be fit and strong, but we don't want to be flabby. Oh my gosh, I am exhausted. Stupid change. Ugh. Can we just be done with that? It's so ridiculous. Oh, let me... I'm just okay. We'll just look at the angle. I don't have any fine showing right now. We have got the rolled hem foot, and I know there's. For those of you who are new, we have this rinse and repeat version. Going to sew the rolled hem all on one side for all of the length. Turn it around, do the other side. Because we're going to do a whole lot of rolled hems. We have a whole bunch of bobbins wound. Then we'll get the ruffler from the drawer, do that. So we should probably start sewing because this is going to be a while. As I cut lots and lots of strips because you always need more than you think. And then because we've got the can skirt. We have that like 1970s baby doll nightie with long robe thing that also is going to have floofiness. Fortunately, this fabric, it doesn't really have a right side versus a wrong side. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let's just sew. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're dropping. There's so much. It doesn't want to sit all in one spot. So we're just going to get stitching until we're done. I know. Oh, it was so nice to put have our, is it the violet? We have one of our corsets on. We've got lots of layers. We're just trying. Oh, let's intentional. Oh, that doesn't look nice. Just trying to make sure that the top tension is good. We want nice stitches, not shitty stitches. Trying to get better. Every stitch better than the last. So we can graduate from not even moderately mediocre to somewhat higher skilled. I almost cut a red version, but I was like, Phoenix, just start with one. It's going to take a little bit, and then you can cut the next one. Got like 5 plans, or 5 different things with all the same fabric. So let's batch this one. Oh, excuse me, that silly time change. I like keep staying up too late, and then I don't like losing an hour of sleep. I need my beauty sleep. But I'm glad it was easy to clasp the busks on this corset because it's lightly boned with it being a riding corset, so it's good for this type of work. Make sure we maintain good posture. And I do need to make sure this is into the back. We're going to have like this giant puddle. Yeah, so here's two copies of the circle skirt because we will cut them in open on one side, do the rolled hem also, then French seam it together. We're going to keep it flat to attach all of the ruffles because we'll do one at the very bottom and we'll have them staggered so they're You're not going to be able to see the underskirt through them, but we don't want them to be too, like maybe an inch and a half coverage, so it's extra swishy and fun. Like, got this behind us for right now, so you got enough for it. Alright, back to our pot. This is our giant pile of panels to sew. Tucked in good. So I was putting this one on, I was like, oh right, this is the corset, but we got the bottom panels right, but we're missing a bust gore, which I made sure to correct that, because I do need to get back to that hood stays. I don't know why that project intimidates me. I'm like, the worst that can happen is I cut it up, stuff it into the poof, and forget about it if it's super bad to be cut up and reused. It's not the end of the world. I've got more fabric. We can do it again. Thank you, beverage boy. It's good to be back. I don't know what happened yesterday morning. My computer, we were wired in. I went into Rumble Studio. One time it clicked on the audio, but it kept clicking turn on my camera, and it wouldn't do it. Every other button I pressed worked. Deleted the stream. Set it up again. 3 times. 2 times. Enough times. And I don't know. Today, everything is working better, so we're here. Yay! I need to look in a little bit more. So, oh well, whatevs. We're here today. I did not advance in the read ahead. Actually, I did look ahead a little bit. Did spend some time yesterday afternoon working on my open work pattern for the base mesh stuff. Tried it on the water soluble stabilizer, tried it on the white. Did I do it on the tool? I don't think so, but oh man. I don't want to be keeping ugh. And the cats got confused. They didn't. They were like, "What time is it?" I hope that we. Ugh. Yeah, I'm grumpy. I'm fine. It's almost like I need another day for my weekend because I get so excited doing the shows, but then it's also like, yay, weekend starting, and then right, super soon afterwards. Oh, the weekend's over. Back to Monday. Ugh. So I'm just trying to be really careful as I get better and do even more of these roll hems to just try to be as neat. No funny business. Minimize it. Yeah, things to be well made, not just look amazing. Because you can look good and be shitty in your construction. So All right, we are one down. Almost. So we'll just get the next one lined up and carry it on until we get through all of one side. And then we repeat. Very fascinating stitching. Oh, the kitties are outside. We're some of them. Brave Rivers goes out for a hot minute and then she's like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, so these strips are 120 inches in length, and I have no idea how many I could. Hopefully enough. I'm just going to leave a tiny bit of space, and then I'll just get the next one queued up. And I should, it does get kind of heavy, so we are going to just wear that as a scarf. Should we save that? Okay. We count how many we have. Cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We have 19 lengths of 120 inches. We have some stitching to get done. Ay, ay, ay. So, oh, that's right. I started this week. This makes a very lovely warm shoulder warmer. Yeah, so I will continue to extol the virtues of the rolled hem foot. Why iron double fold hems when you have a tool that does it with no ironing? But to each their own. This is my project, and I will sew it the way I would like to. I am going back and forth about adding some of the rolled sequin tape at the bottom of the smock dress and down the side seams because they're a little, need a little something. So let's see. I'm just adding just a smidgers more weight. I just want lovely seams. Rolled hems. We're not to the seaming section. So we do all the rolled hems, then we do the gathering, then we hem the lengths together, and we'll just have one giant length that we cut, and then as needed. It's gonna be super lovely when we're done. And hey Jess, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? How's all your Civil War quilting blocks going? Nice, it's warm. We've got some of the back windows open, airing the house out a little bit. Hopefully we get some more rain though, because it's kind of been a dry winter, which is not really great. But yeah, so rolled hem, rinse and repeat. I have, oh, okay. I think this is one of the very first undergarments we made, and I broke the zipper on it, so I unpicked the zipper. I have another zipper. If I get bored of doing rolled hems, then we'll stitch that zipper on. Can't try that on right now, but I got too many dollars. We are working on a tiered petticoat. We're working on the ruffle section. We've got, what do we count, 19 lengths of 120-inch fabric strips that we're putting rolled hems on each sides, and then we're gathering. Then we're going to roll hem the circle skirts. I don't think I'm going to get to the attaching the tiers to the skirt today, but we'll see what happens. I have to tuck in again. Okay. We've got our riding corset on, or our sewing corset, to make sure the base sit up straight. I am stepping on fabric. Yeah, just a lot of monotonous, but useful stitching. Because then the skirt's going to be able to be like a fancy can-can dancer. I'm going back and forth. If I need to mix things up again, we can look again at the lace fabrics and see which blacks and reds. I wonder how many lace panel skirts we're going to get. I think we can get 3 or 4 different combinations. But then I was also like, we could just sew them solid colors. I think I have enough to cut a circle skirt out of each of them and then just layer them. I'm not sure. But first, we got to get through all these rolled hems, and there is a lot. I worked somewhere close to like 40 yards of fabric. We're putting rolled hems in today, times 2. Because we have to roll hem both sides. But nothing like hanging out to get things done. Because then my brain was also contemplating with one of the fabrics to sew like an eyelet lace pick, to do a combination of open work and rose skull motifs on on tiers for a skirt. So many ideas. So many rolled hems. I was sketching some stuff. I found my favorite HB pencil. It has such a nice smell to it. Oh, there it is. Ali Baba turned me on to pencil snipping. If you get bored, just snip your pencil. And this, oh no, this is not. This is a 2B general pencil from Semi Hex Drawing. It's good. Hey, William! Welcome, welcome. Today's been crazy busy. Oh man, taking him around and doing all sorts of misadventures. I just get confused. Twin and McTwin. It's time for fish sandwiches. Ah, Lent. I'm going to the little greasy spoon for fish and chips on Fridays. Ugh. Some things that we don't do well around here. But all right, 2 down. Only a gajillion more to go. So I think I am going to be better this time. On the orange version, I think I just like haphazardly sewed the tiers on. This one, I think I'm actually going to take the yardstick and measure so that everything's really even and not just piggly piggly. All right. Oh, I'm stepping on my stuff again. Oh, William, I love this time of year. You've had a ton of fish sticks on Friday. I haven't yet, but soon. I made a whole bunch of chicken that we have to work our way through. And I know somebody who brought home corned beef because I do love me some corned beef and cabbage. And I looked out. I've got some strawberry plants coming up. I feel like I've had more. I'm sure there'll be more runners showing up pretty soon. They just haven't showed up yet. It seems so silly to think that pretty soon I'll have to put the nets up so the birds don't eat all my blueberries. And I have to do better this year about going to the back 40 to collect blackberries because they're free. Frozen berries are expensive. So I can't be wasting food this year. This is going to be next to impossible to pull this all back through. This will be fun to see the giant huddle that's going to be on this sewing table pretty in like an hour. And I just spilled tea on myself. Good job. I know, I've been trying to be productive. I unpicked that other zipper and attached some more sequins. Finished the hem on the bottom section for the smug cert. So we're moving along. And then my computer did funny things, and I had, I don't know, 15 tabs from books from Internet Archive with ribbon work detail, or directions for ribbon work, flowers, and other decorative motifs. And then Google's like, oh, we don't remember that page. But I'm sure that we can find them again. I know where they are. I'd had all the books I wanted. I had a whole bunch. No. Sometimes you just have to work with the confines of the chaos. And that it has been. Is anybody else seeing all of these motifs of these smiley faces of guillotines and Molotov cocktails. I'm sure it's not just me, but there's something about that imagery that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. I know I'm like sewing here, but the camera's here. I could like. This is why we usually have the boob shot, so I don't have to think. But the imagery makes me uncomfortable. It doesn't matter which side it's on. I I don't know. Keep I have not this unsettling feeling of foreboding is just I don't let it be consuming to my brain hole, but it's still there and I still don't like it. I don't know. Something's fishy. I see distraction and building and over a spring is being wound too tightly. I don't know what that. I guess it doesn't matter. I still have to work out and do my work. Doesn't really matter, but I just I don't know. No, sir, I don't like it. Not I'd like some more, I'd like none of it, please. I think we're sewing much nicer roll times than the first time we did this one, which is good because hopefully we've marginally improved in 2 years. Oh, but I think we did that orange one on the 101. So many projects we've sewn. So now we'll have a summer version to go with that pumpkin orange cupcake. Come on. Ugh, and I've got that silly adulting stuff I need to do. Ugh. I don't know why there's certain things that just make me feel anxious every time I have like I shouldn't dread them as much as dread inducing as they are to my brain. Oh well. Enough of that. But oh William, that pink jacket. Are you how many jackets do you have? I live in a land where you really need a jacket like one day, twice, 2 times a year. You have a lot of jackets. But I guess I don't need a different corset or a pair of stays for every day of the week either, so who am I to talk? Especially because I don't wear one every day. But I'll be glad to have this skull one back in rotation. I think I tried to zip it. Everything was going well, and I just couldn't get the zipper out. And then I thought I almost could, and I really could almost. And then it was not quite enough. I agree. Adulting in today's world gives me anxiety. I second that notion. It, ay, ay, ay. It just feels like it gets worse and worse. I don't know. Oh, I need at least 10 million coats. Yes, you do. You need enough coats so that you can. Oh my god, you could plan a 24-hour stream and wear a. Actually, you could wear a different coat for every hour, probably for an entire week. I'm gonna wake up at midnight to just put a new jacket on because I can't. I think I have one dropped on the floor. You've got codes like I have underwear, and it works. There we go. Yeah. But at least I was working on cleaning out the shed so we can continue to just move stuff around. I had to stop myself from buying a $200 chair that I'd not sat in. I want a new chair, but I know that I'm gonna need to touch it and see maybe if my feet touch the ground because I'm vertically challenged. I haven't mentioned it in a while. Sometimes you just want your feet to touch the ground when you're sitting in a chair. Because it doesn't always happen. Oh well. I didn't even write a list. There were so many weird things. Oh, because like Gene Hackman and his wife's death, that just gets weirder and weirder. She'd had the hantavirus and had been dead for a week, and then he was so out of it that she'd been managing his medications, and that whole thing was sad. Oh, William U. Hoard's socks as well. They often disappear as I must buy socks, right? The sock monster from the dryer is real, though. Like, I don't know. It is a real problem. You have to say, doing the rolled hems on this fabric as opposed to that orange moire is so much nicer because this doesn't shred. Like, that stuff just wanted to fall apart and made some of it sound untidy. This separates a little bit, but it's not like you look at it and there's a handful of shredded fabric in your hand. Oh, excuse me. I apologize for that. I really need to stop yawning today. It would be super great. And I've got to pulled out some flower seeds to just broadcast under my rose bushes. Let's see if Dove doesn't eat them with the weed whacker. Oh well. I don't even know if they're going to grow. They've been sitting around for so long. We'll see. Does anybody got any fun projects, sewing, crafting, any baking? Anybody get Polish donuts on Thursday? I did not. But I don't have a Polish bakery. Uh, they need have these maps for like wildfire hazard, and there's large swaths of the state that if they are trying to make it very challenging to build a house in certain areas if it's not directly for farming or forest management. It's problematic. Hopefully they can fire at my house, but I shouldn't wish that if it can fire too close. Didn't care for it the last time. It's like they all packed up ready to go with the scanner channel on my phone going 24 hours, 7 days a week, 24/7 for a while. Wow, William, I'm working on like 5 projects right now. Like today, I'm probably going to sew a vest. Awesome. I need I need to get a shirtwaist patterns drafted. That's on my to make list. Because I think I'm looking at that brown and that gray with the diamond raised in it. That would be cute for a walking skirt and um, a vest. Waistcoat, that's the word. I was like, what's the fancy word? A waistcoat. And I really need to. Well, I took some of my measurements. I was looking for the top pattern, the shirtwaist. They seem pretty. They're not super tightly fitted. Then if you think you've got your chemise, your corset cover, then your shirt, then your shirtwaist. I saw one pattern that was sleeves attached to a rectangle, and you closed it up in the front, and then it had little ties to cinch it in. And I was like, oh, I kind of like that version. Not having to put in darts and fosh too much about it. We'll see. I know, Willie. I need to hop back over to your. It's been a hot minute. Just so many places and not enough time. So many projects and not enough hours. And I keep finding books to go through after we finish the Singer instructions for art embroidery, but fortunately, we've got a few more weeks of that. So, can't be jumping the gun on a new book until we finish the current one. Right, our slowly but surely we're getting strip by strip, strip by strip. Oh, why am I still in your own direction? No, let's go. Okay. Finally. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. They're like squished together and things are not. There we go. Trying to keep it flat, though one of the sides is going to have the ruffle, so you're not going to see it. Thought I saw a cat in the hallway. What? Stuff is just playing tricks on me. Yeah. Alright. Phoenix, do you have anything else fun? Gene Hackman, not fun. People making fun of that young gentleman with the brain tumor who got made an honorary Secret Service agent. The way people are being that's sad to me. Oh, my heart just gets verklempt sometimes. Oh, I shouldn't. There's some staining on that white bias tape. Oh, how well we stitched that by hand. Printhill did such a great job with all the boning channels. I don't know why I need to stop feeling intimidated by the corded stays. Did I grump about that already? There's like no reason. If anything happens, I've got enough. I can cut another one. I've got cording. I don't know why. I just don't know why it's intimidating me. And then why I don't want to touch it, even though it is. That's kind of why you don't want to do that adulting thing. I'm afraid of messing it up. That's what's wrong. I want it to be done right. And because I'm afraid of it being wrong, if I just don't do it, then I don't have to worry about it. But that doesn't help. It's true, William. People are there's something doesn't feel right. My spidey senses are still tingling. That feels like Loki fluff. Yeah. That's why I just try to avoid them. So it's good that I only had that one day where I went to the Goodwill. I still have not. I keep wanting new things, and then I'm like, Phoenix, go to the sewing machine and make yourself something. Cut something new out. You have enough stuff to have new things. But I did yesterday cut the buttons off last winter jacket I bought when I lived in New York so that I can put it in the box to the thrift store. I did make sure I wore it once this year, but I've just not been wearing it, and I haven't lived in New York for a while now. And I think I'm gonna wear, no, not wear. I have been wearing this black bomber style jacket, and I think I'm gonna wash it and get rid of that one too, so that I can make myself 2 jackets for next year. William, well, I should say that people are devoid of looking beyond themselves. Not all, right? There is this selfish entitlement thing that I see that I don't like. It is like we've just gotten too soft. Like my grandparents would just be aghast with how easy things are for folks, and while they're being such brats, they like think they're suffering, but I don't think many of them have a concept of what true suffering feels like. They're just feel entitled and pampered. And I don't think I don't know. I don't see that going well. Okay, I just grabbed the one off the floor. I have a lot. I haven't been counting it since what do we say? We had just short of 20. Hopefully it wound up enough bobbins. We'll see. If not, well, we're not there yet. Phoenix, stop. Just sew and enjoy yourself. Wow. Thank you to the 11 people who are here at the circus with us right now. I'm Phoenix Electra. On Sundays, generally we sew garments. Saturdays, we do art sewing. Wednesdays, we sew whatever I want. So if you enjoy this, please, if you don't mind, like, smashing some futons, we're on the way to 500 on 2 different platforms, one of which we are smidgers closer than on the other one. But sometimes we accidentally learn about sewing. We're generally here on an antique sewing machine because I love it, even though we do own modern machines. Yet maybe they'll have a feature. Oh, as soon as I get all excited, somebody leaves me. All right, fine. That's all right. No harm, no foul. Yep, today we're sewing a can skirt petticoat. Who's your what's-her? Or getting the tiers ready for said skirt. Because projects like this petticoat are super great. Almost mindless because you're going to do the same thing for over and over and over. And you're going to do a different same thing over and over and over. And then a third same thing over and over and over. And then eventually you're done. And it's great. And our first is sewing rolled hems. And this is coming quite nicely, which is great. Because I think if I tried to iron this, it would melt. And folks, if you don't know, if you're new, or if it's been a while, Peanuts loathes ironing. I love the effect of a well-pressed seam to make everything beautiful, but also I don't like having to take out the iron and get everything ready, so I try to avoid it at all costs. No, I have not one, but 2 ironing boards because my house is fancy and has one in the wall. And you open up this adorable little cupboard and out drops an iron. It's not a nice, slightly bigger than a. Oh, it's short. It's not a full-size ironing board. It's like a sleeve length and almost full-size in the width. It's cute. Oh, there's no rosebuds yet, but the roses have all sorts of new leaves coming out. Ah, the spring flowers, my daffodils have gone crazy. They have been blooming. They're probably almost done blooming. I do need to thin them out. I was supposed to do that. Maybe we'll just see how many things we can actually get done. And can we see? Just have this beautiful narrow rolled hem. Ah, spectacular. Yeah, so here, I'd done a sample yesterday, the gathering foot, using it to kick or gather every stitch, or the shirring foot. And to be honest, I can't really tell a difference. So I'm going to use the gathering foot when we get there. But it will be just a few more moments. Or like another hour, I think. If I can guesstimate how long things take me. And you might say, Phoenix, that many links seems ridiculous, but I have at least 2 garments that they're gonna go on, so I figured if I've gotta do the same thing for multiple garments, then just cut oodles, and hopefully we don't need to cut more. But if we do, we have it. Hello, Shalom D. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you're here for the stitching and the bitching. Well, I will try to bitch more. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a great day. Do I have more stuff to bitch on? I'm sure I can find something. Oh, that's something unusual that I found out this week. Ah, it's just. Okay, I was trying to make sure. No, William can't spell. I was like, did I read something right? No, I read it right. Okay. Well, welcome to the world of the crazy circus. Yeah, so I found out that in the state, taxes the hospitals and the health insurance to go back into having money for the folks who don't have are underinsured. And that doesn't make sense to me because that just means that the hospitals have to charge more money to pay this like, I just thought that was absolutely bizarre. I don't get it. So if somebody can explain how that one's supposed to work without being this like weird money laundering funny thing. I figured, Shalom, you're a friend of Williams, and I'd heard of you, so I dropped a follow, and here I am. Well, welcome, welcome. They always have extra more seats in under the circus tent. We have, I know, William's great with the awesome panel multi-guest shows, and I need to swing back by. It's been a hot minute. I get distracted, and then I just talk to the chat. But we're making this can screen. Should I go? Okay, let me go and grab the orange one from the closet because I know that there's folks here who don't know what I'm talking about when I say what it is I'm making. So let me scan really fast to the closet, get the orange one, and then I'll show it off. So we pay insane prices here in California, so I figured everyone else did. Yeah, there's that too. But this weird like charging the people who are supposed to help the people to pay for the people they're supposed to help, like something in that confuses me. Something about that cycle of money. Something doesn't feel right there. Oh yes, this is many ruffles of happiness. Let me go get the first ruffles. Very first one I did of this style. It's Orange Moray. And she weighs a ton. I can wear this. I can wear the ruffles on the inside, yes, because I just change whether I'm wearing it inside out or outside right. So you can have rough wear. If you put a tie, or I should change out the elastic in here. It doesn't matter if you've got it. You can wear it either way. And you can do it this way so that when we're like doing the can dance, we hold it up and then I wear it inside out so that the ruffles are all like showy and fun. Yeah, this is from the oh, Shalom, Our Lady, that is for sure many ruffles of sunshine and bliss. It is. Yes, so now we're doing a less heavy. I think this one is still. I don't think there's any way that those skirts aren't heavy, but that orange polymorph very heavy. This sheer polyorganza less so. So I have like a summer different version that just fills you with joy. Oh, I'm so glad. Me too. Awesome. Yeah, I everybody says what they like, and I didn't. There's the one version of Phoenix. I don't want to make stuff that makes me look like a cupcake, and then the next week I'm like, oh, I just sewed this super puffy, ruffly skirt that makes me look like a cupcake. I just can't help it. And I also just need to not be afraid to wear my clothes. Because it's not always like I can take my kid out to some beautiful place for some fancy photo shoot that no one wants to look at me. Oh, only if that makes them wish fun. Yeah, that would be less heavy. It's forever heavy, but the weight gives you a swish. It does give a nice swish, and it's kind of like wearing a hug. It's got it. They're all good. They feel bad over really can't dance petticoat swishy thing. It just gives some body. In the wintertime, it's nice because you're a little warmer. It's all good. Oh, exactly, Shalom. Live your most majestic glitter corn life. If you only get one go around. Yup. And I am going to just dress myself fabulously because, like I usually say at the end of the show, why wait until tomorrow when I can be fabulous today? So here we are, selling another version because it's been 2 years since I've made one. And now I'm going to get two because I'm going to do a red one. No, I get you. Right? Oh, it's awesome. Yep. It's so much. Yeah, because I cut all of these links and then I was going to cut out of the red poly shot silk like stuff. I was like, Phoenix, you're it's gonna take you at least a show just to do all the ruffles, do all the rolled hems, then sew the ruffles, and then we still have to attach it. Oh well, at least here. Oh, there. Okay, I missed them. I wear everything I make in public. People in my town are used to my antics, so no one judges me. Well, at least to your face, right? It's true. I generally do wear most of my things in my regular day to day stuff. Not always the big swishy skirts, though I did wear that orange one with the matching short jacket for Halloween and one is a giant orange cupcake. So that was fun. Gosh, so what if they do, William? You're the king. Oh, William is a king. I don't know about the king, but he's got some dapper choices he makes. And yeah, so I used the grommet press, pressed into the leather for the trapeze boots, wore them around. I wonder if I want to cut in the foot and put a little cutout. They kind of wrinkle a little bit, but also I should actually wear them to, not just around, but for their intended purpose and see if I need to make any adjustments. Because then I was also thinking that leather is so soft. I am ready to cut into to just pick out which of my corset patterns I want to make the leather one out of. And I haven't decided yet. Ah, Shalom, I am one of those black and gray people who accidentally goes bonkers and love it, right? Yeah, there is a fair amount of dark colors. I just wear what it depends. Last week, yeah, last week we wore our primary color polka dot, schmata. William, you're in your chubby Elvis era, so technically you are a king. Okay. Right. I am doing pretty good. I've only got like 12 kilos to get back down to my fighting weight. So. Gosh, almost approves of this face. I just want to be healthy and feel comfortable in my skin, and we're getting comfortable, but my cardiopulmonary fitness is kind of shizer right now, and there's only one fault for that, and I am the culprit. Polka dots are amazing. They are. We do have a couple. No, I think that is. No, I've got a polka dot rod or bando style tie toppy thingy. Yeah, giant red, blue, and yellow polka dots on white fabric. Oh, let's see, Shalom kilos, but that's metric. Yes, yeah, I go back and forth sometimes because in my brain, it's more fun to say metric. And when it comes to certain measurements, I go with metric because A, I know it, and B, then some folks have to think about the maths. I know what I mean. But also sometimes we've got Canada representing, or sometimes the UK pops in, or sometimes Mexico. So, shalom. I thought only Canadians and Europeans thought in metric. It's it seems that way, but I trained in systems where metric was the approved measurement units and not inches and pounds. So, and I just think it's fun, which is enough of a reason for me. But also, it sounds like a lower number, or it is a lower number if I say it in 10 kilos. Sounds way better than 24 pounds. Or I could be even more cheeky, and I'm like, I only need like a stone and a half. Because a stone is 14 pounds. Yeah, a little over a stone and some change. Ah, you're repping Canada. Okay. Sweet. We've got some of the Canadian contingency is repping in the chat. Good. We do try to be um multinational. So I can't put my attempts at using metric or people actually know. Gosh, well, hey, metric is science and I love science. Yes, may or may not have a degree in the hard sciences. Because maybe I do and maybe I don't. Not that I, and it's so funny. Some measurements I love doing, and other times I'm like, can I? What's a version of the pattern that's got not where I don't have to be so perfect in the measures? Oh, you can't see with all that. I can't see the chat if I. Shalom also has a degree in the hard sciences. It's a good one. It was definitely helpful in my writing skills, learning to write for the hard sciences. Like, there's no proofy language, no extra words. How short of a sentence can I write to convey what I need to with this few words? Yeah, just a bachelor's, but that works. Hey, absolutely. It's definitely easier to get employment with a good bachelor's in science than it is with arts. You learned how to do stuff. Oh, did I see something funny? Oh, I did see from. Oh, what was going to be my Canada section for the day? Oh, is Jagmeet Singh trying to say that they don't want an election? I think I missed something. Bachelor of Science and is N for nursing? And I think it's military time. Oh, I can't. Yes. Yep. There has been different times where I have, and sometimes still it is easier just to default to military time. Yep. That's. Yeah, and I started with philosophy and in history. Yeah, it's all good. Those are good, fun learning, but nursing definitely differently. sustainable, recession-proof jobs. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, speaking of, the viruses around here are crazy. There's there's some the CMV, there's RSV, there's the flu. I'm waiting on bated breath to see if the measles is going to make it down this way. I hope not, but it wouldn't surprise me. Oh no, Jackney is just keeping the election on schedule, even though Trudeau resigned as party leader. Okay, because I don't know, Jackney, well, I'm very skeptical and uncomfortable with all of it. You love me some. Okay. If that's the stinging you want to hear. Oh, that joke didn't go over there. That was not very funny. Yeah, I try to have a Canada section, but there's nothing that was super. Oh no, I do. What was up with the mass shooting at the restaurant that opened up in Scarsborough, like on opening night? Is there more details about that? Did somebody owe somebody money? Like, I just I just heard the headline, but I don't know. Ah, you remember this party, just a regular voter, but I'm a full pinko commie. Okay, if that works for you, that's cool. All right. I'm cool. I have no affiliations because right now they all make me crazy. I don't like any of them. That's okay. I think we're on the verge of something new and interesting. Hopefully better, but I don't know. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to leave the rest of that thing that my brain was thinking unsaid because I don't need to put that out there. No thanks. Alright, well, at least I'm not choking myself with all of this Gabrack. It's getting a little heavy after a while. Ouch. Oh, I think that my ties are cutting into my back. Oh well. No, yeah. Oh, shalom. Yeah, gun violence on that scale is super rare. Yeah, that's what I was hearing, and the whole the whole scenario thing just seemed weird. Like, what? A number injured, no death. The shooters were in masks. It like, yeah, it almost has the feeling of like an insight, like a show of warning that because you think it somebody wow, words, Phoenix. Something about that story just seems funny, and I can't explain it. But like many things right now, my spidey senses are tingling, and things just feel off in the world. I think I'm stepping on fabric. I know, but on the eastern part of the state, they were talking about opening up more nuclear. We'll see how that goes. Because they also were trying to make it that you can't have extra, or they're encouraging multi-family dwellings instead of single-family homes. But then if they're also trying to say that you can't have housing in this high fire risk, it's all doublespeak, and you're going to get people's insurance policies canceled. But what do I know? Right, Scarsborough is basically part of Toronto, and shit tends to go down there. Usually doesn't come up to guns. Probably has something to do with the money style criminally. Yeah, that's because didn't I heard that it was folks were saying that it's mostly a Southeast Asian community there. I remember I used to live in New York State, so I've been to Toronto a couple times in my day. It's been a hot minute, but I will go on record and say the Canadian side of Niagara Falls is the superior side of the falls compared to the American side, but it's really because the Horseshoe Falls are better. But what do I know? Oh, it's the Robert Moses. We were watching this thing about electricity and the dispute between Vancouver, Washington, and Portland, and the new bridge, and this, that, and the other thing. And we were talking about the hydroelectric plants, and until just now, I couldn't remember the one on the Niagara River, but it is the Robert Moses. And we used to go there on field trips in school to the hydroelectric plant. And it was kind of fun, if I do say so myself. Alright, maybe we're nearing halfway through our podcast. Slowly but surely. We're getting there. Oh, Shalom. Oh, yeah, we have a Southern Asian Kings on the West Coast in an area of Vancouver. Okay. So you're on the best coast of Canada. Hey, when I lived up in Washington, I never made it up to Vancouver. William Canada was no joke. I know a few bikers from Vancouver, and they have no mercy for strangers. Shalom agrees. Okay. Oh, motorcycle scared. Horse riding is less scary to me than being on a motorcycle. I've just never done it, and if I'm gonna be on something that goes that fast, I would like a little bit more room between me and the pavement. Shalom, I'm so West Coast. I'm on an island, right? Yup, Vancouver Island. We've had some other folks from Vancouver pop on. It's been a hot minute. I hope Joy moved and has settled well into her house. But I'm always honored when anybody decides to come hang out at Little Old Circus. I keep trying to do better. What I need to, oh my gosh, I need to figure out how to change the DNS settings or something so that it points to the correct place instead of like the poopy place. And I'm so stubborn. I'm gonna just look up the directions again so I can do it myself instead of asking for help. Oh, Shannon, that's me. I live just outside Victoria. Okay. Oh, William. Okay. Liam, I've seen more injuries with horses than motorcycles. Oh, funny. Outside of Victoria. Okay. Oh, British Columbia, Victoria. I know where those places are. I went from the San Juans on a whale watching boat ride many a year ago, and we saw the little space, like we were almost in international waters. It's like you could kind of see Canada. I could see Canada from the boat I was on, but no whales. Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, horses are differently scary. Your YouTube is all over the place. You hit the live button and hope for the best, right? I know that's. I couldn't even. Yesterday it made me so mad because I could hit the go live button, but it wouldn't connect my camera or my microphone. And I was like, I can't, I don't love running a show without camera, but I need some audio. So today I was like, oh, I'm just gonna come hell or high water. We're gonna have a show, even if it's just me talking. Shalom. Yeah, the sand lines are right there. You can see Washington from your back window. Oh, okay. Yeah, I went up to Bellingham once or twice, so I was like super close. Mostly when I was in Washington, it was more in the Seattle metro area. Good times. But I don't like that kind of traffic. Don't like being in the car for 45 minutes to drive 15 miles. That makes me grouchy. William Season yesterday, everyone was live. I know. I tried to be. It's. I feel like I have to not let myself feel guilt. I'm like, to not feel bad that I can't watch everything or be in every chat all the time. I'm like, I want to. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay to step away from the computer. I so wanted to be live yesterday because going through that Singer book, we're getting to the fun part of the lace making, and it's just making me dream about over the top lace sewing. Don't fact check you. Okay. Oh yeah. It's so good. I'm so glad. It's because it's not scary. It's super fun, and you just like plug in and just go do, and who wants to sew all these ruffles by themselves when I can turn the camera on and just chitter chatter and hang out with y'alls like I'm from the South. I've only lived above the only lived in Yankee states. I know, because I'm too lazy. One of these, I keep saying like, oh, maybe I'll do some curated videos. Except I realize they're just going to be like probably me not talking, just stitching and just one take stuff because this is why I live stream. We're one and done. Who needs editing? Have fancy, fast forward montage stuff, giving folks misleading understanding as how long things actually take. This does take time. Edwardian lingerie dresses with miles of insertion laces are bliss. Yeah, that is those. Yes, that's kind of on the list. I've got fabric for like a gajillion chemise all around. We've made a lot of lace insertions in underwear. All right. Here, that reminds me, my fabric is in the dryer and needs fetching. Okay. Somebody's being good. I will say I did not wash and dry this fabric. I don't think the skirt's ever. I'm just gonna spot clean it. I can't see this holly or whatever going through the wash. And it's so big. I, I do wash fabrics if I know it's going to be laundered, but excuse me, this is not going to be directly against my skin, and I don't plan on washing it. I might like spray it with vodka if it needs it, or like do a. Do they still have those little kits where you used to like dry clean in your dryer? I haven't looked. If I need to, I'll do something like that. But yep, every once in a while I don't wash my fabric, but usually I do. So I don't mean to be misleading. I do. I'm more likely to pre-wash my fabric than I am to iron it. Except that if I wash it, then I usually iron it before I cut the patterned pieces out. So we're just all over the place. Our collection of ruffles down the back of the machine is getting quite splendid. And I keep having to move it because I can't see the chat. I can't find the chat between the ruffle panel pieces. Cat's dinner bell is going to go off in a bit here, and they are still outside. Oh well, at least they had snackies before they went out. And Loki's just been sitting on the machine. He's like, Mom, you're getting ready. Are you sewing and not giving me snacks? How dare you? The boys want me to stream more often so that I open up the concession stand to give them snacks is really what the deal is. Maybe. But I am already trying. We're working on 3 days a week. And I know if they're out there, Killer Bill's trying to. I see Killer Ray's texts in my mind's eye, trying to shame me into streaming more days a week. Killer Ray, if you're listening, I hope you're well. If you're out there, Killer Ray. I hope you're reading books or playing video games and lurking. I'm feeling well, so. Alright. We are all. Oh, nope, that was just the halfway fold. I'm surprised we haven't run out of bobbin thread, but I'm glad I've been using this super skinny bobbin thread on my bobbins because I can get more. A greater length than I can with the thicker cotton thread. So, I have more. I can sew more before the bobbin runs out. And eventually, I know it will run out. Hopefully at the edge of a piece, though. That would be super awesome. Okay. Oh, I'm glad my butt's not going numb today, but I've been trying to sit up with better posture and engage my side glute muscles. Because I was getting numb in places where I do not recommend. It's kind of a bit uncomfortable. So, but you don't really. This is not the Jewish granny's health fetch line. I mean, we could, but. I only guess that's mixed results. Oh, little dude. But I think that gray cat, either there's 2 of them or they've got a new necklace and their paw's not hurting. So I don't know. Just have to keep my eyes open or take a picture to see if it's the same gray cat, fuzzy cat, or whether there's 2 of them, because I don't know. I know somebody up the way keeps There's cats outside that aren't fixed. And that's just me. Just do it. Okay. Just one more down. Next. I know. It's really good that this is basically, there's not a right and a wrong side. If there is, I don't care. They're similar enough. I'm not going to fuss about it. Technically, technically, it seems like all we do around here is sell underwear of some variety. Oh. Let me run. I got it. The feeding valve for the cats is going off, and somebody needs to shut it off. I.e. me. Okay. We're back. The feeding valve for the cats, but they didn't hear it because they're still running around outside. Having fun. Hopefully, they don't keep it too much grass. Okay. These roll times aren't gonna do themselves here. Yeah, so I think I said earlier, I'm actually going to take the time to mark with our pencil or a chalks so that we get our roof lines as even as we can. Because I think I just eyeballed them on the orange one and they turned out fine, but it's been 2 years. We can do a little bit better. So here, this is what we got left. Just to make sure I can still read the chat. I'll just keep pushing it overboard. Oops, just drive the right direction now. No, I heard Loki. There's kitties. I did, because it was going on for 2 minutes, because I didn't know where you left it, because I heard it. I was like, oh, I thought you had that hot potato. Ugh. I do know the roll times this time way nicer than the last one. But every time we do it, we get better. And certain fabrics are less persnickety, which is also nice. Yeah, so we'll see how quick we can get this one done. So we've got the nightie, what do they call it? A peignoir set. Is that what I'm making? Not this, but I have cut up in. It's gonna need ruffles. I haven't completely decided on the bottom of the little nightie dress if we want big ruffles at the bottom or if we want just a little like dense fluffy or long and fluffy. I haven't decided. I don't know. Guess it's just as well that we're not there yet, so I have time to mull over my plans, my machinations. Will manifest into something magnificent. That's what we'll go with. Yeah, because for the. Yeah, I keep thinking maybe on the red, or do we want to do white and something? So much fabric, so many ideas. Why can't it just be hula hooping, exercising, and stitching? Except that makes it sound like I don't enjoy my other stuff, and I do. It's just things about it that I detest. Oh, I don't want to complain about that. It's not going to get me anywhere. Good. So we'll just stop that train of thought. I have to see. Maybe it might be fun to have a strip of narrow ribbon at the top on the ruffles after we've attached it to help just add a little more. We have enough. Yeah, so maybe on Saturday after we do some embroidery, I'll pull up a couple, or at least one of those ribbon books, and we can just go through and make a couple of different ribbon application images. Because I have a whole box of short little strips pulled, but there's not enough for a big project. There's enough to make little rose flowers to adorn something else fabulous. I'll see. I like the same way I did the Irish crochet motifs. I wasn't completely sure what their end. I just knew I needed to practice making them. And that their final form would come to me one day. I still, even after we do the yoke for that shirtwaist, I still have some more. I have a little bit more. So we'll see what the other final forms will be. I don't know yet. It's okay. Okay, next piece. At that phase where it doesn't look, the done pile looks huge, but the undone pile is also equally huge. And just to remind myself that once all of this is on the floor, we're only halfway done because we have two sides of this fabric that needs a little different spot. Oh, yeah. Hopefully we can get to the rough line today. Or we'll get there anyway. What am I doing? What is there? It's not Christmas. Oh, don't sneeze. Okay. Okay. Back to the roll turning. It's all these glorious roughly projects. I could not imagine doing this project if I had to iron in a rolled hem or a double fold hem. That just sounds terrible. I would not do it. Nope. And I've not come to Joann Fabrics yet. I'm waiting. Let's hear it's March. They're going to be open till the end of May, theoretically. I'm not going to go until April. And I'm just going to go once. Because I tell myself I'm not going to go, but I feel weird not just going one last time before they're closed. So I have to do a lot of sewing so I can figure out, do I need anything? Because right now I don't. I have want, but I don't have need. And that is not a good reason to go shopping. Oh, I wouldn't mind getting, they've got more of that glow in the dark, like the skull fabric we made the skirt out of. Oh wait, except I think I have almost a yard left of that to make a top to go with that skirt. Or I could make a Leo with a snap at the bottom. And then mix it in with some of the gold. Okay. My brain just flies with ideas. So I need my ever trusty sketch pad. Oh, speaking of sketching, I'm thinking about the motifs for this other project. Let me see. Scallops with kind of like some details from the embroidery on glaze with some solid work motifs. Thinking like skull and roses. Oh, you want to hear about my machine? This machine that I bought because of the puzzle box. So this is a Singer 27 vertical shuttle machine. Instead of round bobbins, she uses these long ones. Here, yeah. I don't have any official diagnoses, but wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, treadle machine. The reason I bought her was this box. Which is her original puzzle box, and the velour is in good condition. I don't think Allie's walked us through. I don't think we're missing anything, or like next to nothing. We have the seam gauge, the cutting. We've got all sorts of stuff. I spent a little bit more. Oh, don't break the box. It's a different drawer. Yeah, I spent a fair a pretty penny for the box, but she also has the original coffin case lid that's got a beautiful motif on it. The machine's beautiful, and she's the sound of her as I'm sewing is just very satisfying, if I do say so myself. Because I have electric machines I could sew with, but for live streaming, just really like the sound of this one. What is wrong? Oh, stuck. Okay. Yeah, I'm not I'm not mad, and I'm glad I was able to spend what I did for this acquisition. But yeah, Shalom. Yes, that's something you could legitimately sell a kidney for. Yeah, the way they're selling them, yeah, I did not pay $500 for this machine. People are selling them for ridiculous prices, and I didn't. I think I've said it before, so I'm not whatever. I did. It was 225, 200. Spent like $200 for this machine, mostly, as I said, for the puzzle box being in such good condition. But yeah, fortunately, both kidneys were able to. I was able to maintain both of them in my body, which is great. Yeah, and I see folks trying to sell like feather expensive things. I'm not a I'm not in love with the featherweights the way people are, but it doesn't matter. I've got my electric machines. I do love them. My Yeah, I was gonna say my most modern machine is probably going on 10 years old. It is a treadle. Yup. Yeah, I've had to replace the treadle beyond, but yep, she is a treadle. A little bit faster because right next door under the white blankie, I have a white rotary hand crank, which was my very first antique machine. I got her. She was $25. I still feel like I stole her, but I spent more getting attached the puzzle box and the attachment feet for her. Yep, she on the hand crank machine is what I sold. These Either my live stream, William's live stream, probably a combination of both. So all these boning channels with the hand crank. Here's Brunhilde. She's I didn't uncover everybody to get them all dusty today. Let's see here. No, I have my beautiful and old girl Betty White. She's in 1970 and weighs like 50 pounds. Yo, funny. That's a good name, Betty White. Is she a white brand? Or yeah, a friend of ours found. Let's see here. There's the cat carrier machine next door is a 1960s, 1970s. She's a 513 singer from Great Britain. It was like on the side of the road next door. Oh, yeah, there's my two free machines. Right next door, with the locking board on it, is my Singer 101, and I'm sitting on her bench. She also came to me for free. The woman just wanted her out of her house. I was like, okay, I will take this machine. And then Ellie gratefully told us a little bit of the history. So got a hand crank, a treadle, Singer's very first electrical one, something more modern, and then I've got my serger that I need to use more regularly. Oh, she is. And your granny was Betty. Oh, that is perfect. I am a big fan of the white machines. I love my white rotary. Oh, that's perfect, Betty White. You know, when I show off the white, everybody's like, "Oh, it's a singer," and I'm like, No, she runs backwards to the singers." I should bend down and get a little bit more weight. And that is perfect. I know both of my grandmas sewed, but neither of them showed me how to sew on the machine. I think so. It was like a babysitter's or a family friend where I learned, and then I didn't. My mom has a machine that she never hardly uses, and then it wasn't until I was in university and my mother-in-law got me my very first sewing machine, my Kenmore, which I still have and oiled her up. I should fire her up and sew with her. Sometimes you just want a machine that does a zigzag stitch. So I do have the attachments to sew zigzag on the treadle, but now it just sounds like I'm bragging about sewing machine parts, and I don't want to do that. Okay. Another one done. I have no idea how many are left in our pile. That's the other pieces. Push done side overboard. Pull another strip. Nope, our pile's starting to get smaller. I think we only have like 7 more left. Oh, Sean, I was given a Holly Hobby machine when you were 7. You made Barbie clothes for your friends and never played with Barbies. Oh, that is funny. There's nothing wrong with that. You had all the fun part with the designing of the fun objects. I did. Oh, watching that one. Oh, seeing the folks who make the Barbie costumes for adults kind of weirds me out a little bit, but I did have to laugh about whoever did the peaches and cream Barbie because she's not in my possession right now, but I had that peaches and cream Barbie with that sparkly bodice and the detachable fluffy overskirt. Fun times. I still have my family came to visit. They brought me my American Girl dolls, so I have them, but I don't try to dress like them. That's weird. Oh, that was 42 years ago now. You've had a machine for a good long time. There's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. Oh, no, I didn't hear it. But that's super funny. We did run out of bobbin thread, and it was right between pieces. And usually I try to hear it, and I didn't. Oh, you were a costumer for a theater and opera company for a while. That was fun. Did a lot of 18th century style gowns. That does. Oh, that sounds spectacular. That sounds super awesomely fun and super horribly stressful all at the same time. And that interesting place of how certain finishing techniques, the differences between finishing techniques of a garment that you're going to make for daily wear versus for costumes. And the things that you sometimes don't do. Shalom, robe a la reine, robe a la anglaise, stays and corsets, and so much wild stuff. Oh, that's right up my alley. I've got in pieces. I'm making a pair of corded stays. Made a couple of stays, different style stays and corsets, and I have a chemise a la reine dress on my to make for this year. Sheer and sheer green with yellow stripes. And I've got some cute lavender with rose flower motifs for a new chemise for it because why not? Who doesn't need more chemises? And that style of that cut is a little bit different. I need another one. Of course I do. There we go. Oh, yes, they do. Oh, due to Shalom, they had to be properly finished couture quality. Oh, that's impressive. That is super fancy. I don't think my skill is that good because I know sometimes they make a lot of weird not cuts, but take some liberty sometimes in some places. I'm not sure because everything was expected to be used in for expected to be used in future productions and had to be made with all right with the large seam allowances so they could be sized up or down. Yeah, that is definitely something that's different in sewing for theater than folks do for home. And they might as not like you don't need a 3-inch seam allowance, but sometimes it's nice to get into the habit of leaving yourself some extra room in case there's some fluctuations or seeing if it's a style how to make it so in case something changes you're not like completely stuck with clothes that don't fit. Oh, show them for sure. Historically adequate, not accurate. Yep, that's exactly me. Yes. I I like the historically inspired, but I don't claim to have. Like I'm not and sew for 500 hours. No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna do it. I will use my machine. Which one? It depends. But yeah, I know what I'm not gonna. I love a beautiful. There's like some of the hand finishing things I do is absolutely necessary, and sometimes we do them, and sometimes we just leave our hands up and be like, yeah, next time. It depends. But so far, so good. Oh, you do it right. I try to, I try to do some everything a little bit better, but yeah, that like, oh, you have to do it this way or it's not gonna that gatekeeping of technique. Like, there's certain things that I just don't work for me. I'm like, did you make it? Did you enjoy the process? Did you learn something? Did you learn what you could do better next time? Awesome. All right, that's all that matters. But to be like, oh, yours isn't right and correct enough because you used whatever. I'm like, just too many gatekeeping. You can't do it. Ashlyn, yes, you do your historical stuff by machine, then finish by hand. That's a good compromise. And that's even in the fancy stuff today. There's certain things that you're gonna a lot as I'm learning about tailoring, which we're not there yet. Oh my god, yeah, I just can't. Like no. I mean, I'm not into I like to make costumes for myself for like whatever character I want to be, but I don't feel in the whole cosplaying Disney characters or American Girl doll or Barbie or whatever. I'm just like, it just doesn't do it for me. I would rather make up my own character. Gosh, Shalom, I agree with you completely. I hate the sewing police. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Or it's been creeping up again, the whole sewing and fiber and arts as protest. But then it seems like only one side. You're only welcome if you're only on subscribe to XYZ, and if you're on do QIP, then you're like, oh no, that's you're doing it wrong. You can't do that. It's like, nope, sewing can't it just be one of the things that brings folks together and not divide. I don't know. It's kind of like somebody I know posted something or had this thing, and I was people complaining about like, oh, my experiences weren't more horrible. Oh no, mine was more horrible, and I made me think like I don't. I want to be a good human and known for my vitality and resilience rather than being the best victim, because that just doesn't. I can't. Like, or I just excuse me, or the story I saw about the young gentleman who his dad had Down syndrome, worked in a factory his whole life, and then the son like went to medical school and became a doctor or something or whatever. And I'm just like, rise up from what your struggles. Gosh, I was able to work with some very wise women who had a ridiculous amount of experience and one or two tailors. Oh yeah, I'm envious. We need to be more collaborative, less competitive. Yes, I agree. Is that there's too much divisiveness or clickiness? It's like, yeah. And I don't have the time. I'd rather hang out and bitch about the things that are communal to be bitched about rather than the divisive things. Because I hate the race to the. I hate the fight. Wow, my words. Phoenix, can you read? Only on every other Sunday. Shalom. I hate the fight to race to the bottom of the victim burial. Yeah, rise up, be strong because of these standards. Don't lead. It's the like I've seen it a couple times. The world doesn't know your traumas, so learn to be resilient because they're not. The world can't interact with you with kid gloves. They don't know your trauma, so you need to be better, rise up from it. Yeah, Shalom's so funny. I typed that just as you said it. Right. Let's get some Maya Angelou in our souls. Maybe so. So then yeah, so many people I see just want to be handouts and professional victims, and they don't want to. Folks don't want to do anything. I'm used to seeing folks who are differently abled, and all they wanted to do was be able to have some type of meaningful work that they could do something. The idea of living off of assistance and handouts and not doing it is like used to be unconscionable, and now there's so much I see of like folks just seem lazy and they don't want to work, and that kind of bothers me a lot. If you need it, assistance should be there, but you can't just be scrappers. Okay, that's my bitching on that topic, because it just is a thorn in my side. But I think it goes back to it earlier. Folks, young people today don't understand true suffering. They don't have the Great Depression, World War II folks around in their lives to remind them of like what bad times were. We've been very fortunate and privileged for a really long time, and it's it's starting to show some negative consequences from being so fortunate. Okay. Oh, we're almost done with this one. We're almost halfway done. The way we wordsmith on these giant sewing projects. This will be super cute because I've got some gray lace up ankle boots with a little heel. I will have to go through my corset collection. Am I going to need to make like 3 new Edwardian corsets? Late Victorian, Edwardian. Maybe. Maybe I'll need to make a couple other ones because I still have some metal busks on my desk that aren't in corsets yet. And a drawer full of plastic and some metal boning floating around. Because I don't need an excuse to buy the spiral steel boning. I have flat German plastic and flat steel on a roll. I do not need more boning. I do not need more boning. Okay. I pep talk to myself to not buy stuff. Oh, so close. Alright. Just a few more strips. Just continue to push the pile overboard. Oh my gosh, there was a picture I saw a while ago. Somebody complaining because there was a picture of a sewing machine and a table pressed all the way up against the wall, and they were like, "Oh, heathens!" Because who does it? Unless you are sewing something super tiny, your sewing machine table is always pulled out away from the wall so that fabric can slide over it. Shalom, but that's where I am right now, disability pension that I paid into for 30 years and looking for something I can do because I want to do something. I can't do my nursing anymore, but I can do something. Exactly. That's, yes. I'm seeing a whole bunch of folks who don't want to do, and that's what bugs me. But I know, I'm so used to folks with that mentality that you have of like, it's, yeah, it's so the change in mindsets in these young kids. I just don't understand them. They just seem entitled and lazy. 18-year-olds who've never like. Oh, okay. Wow, that subject makes me really grouchy. It riles me up just a little bit. I, I know it's one of my grumpy biases. Cause I remember my dad too. Something happened. He couldn't do his job that he did for a long time. It took some time to heal, and then was the lunch lady at at my elementary school. Oh, Sean, right. That's because we were the ones raised on hose water and neglect. Yes, yeah. I was never a latchkey kid. Was not neglected, but basic. Yes, yeah. Talking to family members raised during the Depression and we're in the wars or we're in Europe during war. Like, yeah. And they were so close to folks who were from the Victorian and Edwardian. Yeah, it's just, you know, It's different at a different time. And now we're at this contentious push-pull of things that it we'll just see what happens. I don't know how this game is going to play out. Uh, we'll have some fabulous outfits to wear. I know that much. We got rolls in it. We got enough fabric for like a couple of collections in different sizes. The hard part is I don't know where I'm going. Well, I foresee that I'm going to need to figure out a bigger closet situation with all these big floofy skirts because I think I'm going to tap out of space at some point. So I'll have to listen to the sweet husband and figure out what I can let go of so I can have room for more me maids. We are well on our way to having a nearly me made closet. I have to go through my knits and see what needs to be mended. I saw a couple of wool moths floating around and they make me mad. Need to put some lavender on some paper towel, and I know there's at least one thing that's got a little spot that I need to fix before it gets worse, and some socks I need to reinforce. We've got Mummer made socks and need to keep the wool happy. Oh, stitch without looking, but sometimes I should look at what I'm doing. But yeah, on Wednesdays we had Wednesdays as a catch-up day. Saturdays we stitch artful embroidery stitching on the machine, and Sundays are garments. And then I disappear, so I try to not sit on my butt too much. Oh, I do too. Show them you love the darnings. I've got my darning egg right in the little basket. It is fun. I just try to catch. I've been trying to do better about reinforcing before holes happen, especially if it's a lace pattern, because that's just a nightmare. Oh, I only knitted myself one pair of socks. I get second sock syndrome. I know my mom. She can knit. Maybe she's gotten faster, but the last I knew, could get a sock done in 6 hours. I'm a little bit slower. I do have an 3 whole drawers full of sweaters, most of which that I knit for myself. It's amazing. I love the machine embroidery. Do we have? Let me pull some samples of what we've been working on. Ah, we're practicing scallops. And, oh, it's super fun. I enjoy doing it on this machine way better. I have a Baby Lock Sophia embroidery machine that I keep breaking and need to double check on, and it's so noisy. I don't mind it, but I don't love it. I love the open work. We've been going through the Singer instructions for art embroidery, we've gone through a couple weeks, and I've got a few more weeks to use, go through. So that's what we do on Saturdays. Wash them. I usually use yarn with a little more man-made fiber on the heel. Oh, that is a good idea to help reinforce it a little bit. I should do that when I check on my socks. It is fun. And that's going to be Hardinger embroidery. We haven't gotten there yet. This is from the section in the book they called the first open work embroidery, but it is a whole bunch of mesh stitches similar to, what they call it, fillet. I forget what they call it by hand. Fillet mesh work. It's fun. I like machine embroidery just as much as I enjoy hand embroidery. I like them. They're different. But both use hoops. I just hoop upside down because I have the outside hoop on the bottom when I use the machine, so I can get the hoop underneath the needle. I find it highly addictive and very creative. Oh, it's not going to show up here. I've got two glow in the darks. I've got one glow in the dark red, so I've made two glow in the dark spider webs. But I tied her on to my board. Oh, she's so. My shelf is coming out of the wall a little bit. I'll have to fix that. I'll just take some of my heavy things off a shelf that I don't want that to fall on my machine. Yeah, Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock PST. We do art embroidery here. I needed to separate. There's only so much time and so much stitching. Let me move these real fast. Alright, I gotta get these done. And I know William's doing his show at 6 o'clock, so if I won't keep anybody. I'm prattling along by myself. But it's fun. I have other practice samples and I need to iron some. I'll be there for that. All right, we'll be there. Yep, we're continuing. Let's see here. On yesterday, we were supposed to do more open work stuff, but my streaming software shit the bed. So we've got open work to do. There is some Hardinger. There's quite a bit of different styles left. So yeah, I usually do a little bit of practice work on the satin stitch. Wait for seats to fill up a little bit into the tent, and oh, that's all right. You have to. You're gonna jump on me, William. Oh, you're good. Oh, have fun. I know. It's like so many shows. Have fun at the House of Sewing. The circus, the tent's still open, but yeah, It's all good. Thanks everybody for stopping by. We really appreciate it. As we're on our way to 500, slowly but surely, and these aren't gonna sew themselves. Have fun, have fun, have fun. I know everybody's gotta have a pee, have a snack, whatever they need to do before the next show, but I am going to sit here and at least get this first round of hem stitching done. Because then we can sew the ruffle on Wednesday. And I feel bad when my shows, when I I have to cancel unexpectedly. I feel like I'm letting everybody down. So I feel like I've got to make up hours this week. And this gray thread that we've been using for like 3 years from my grandma that. See how awesome. It was a pleasure to see you also, Shalom. Have fun with your next adventure, stitch well. Have something fun. Oh, everybody's too kind. Williams, everybody's. No, there's some people are assholes, so, but have fun. I always just joke about being mean and scary because it's just easier to lead that way. And then if folks decide to stay, then if I don't scare you off from the beginning, then I know that you must not be completely off your back, daddy. I think we just got 4. I think, did I say I've got 4 or 5 left like 3 panels ago, probably? Should we? No, I don't want to count. I just want that pile to be gone, and then I'll know I'm done. And then it's time to turn it around. I know yesterday this morning I had the 50mm lens on, and it looked so good yesterday. This morning I turned the camera on, and the light it was so washed out. I guess what I should have done instead of just leaving it would have been to go in and change the ISO settings, but I didn't. Because it was just so blown out. But alright, we've prattled about all sorts of stuff that we know words but aren't smart enough to talk about. ISO and changing DNS settings and this, that, and the other thing. Now I just got the sweet sounds of the singer stitching away. Here I thought a year ago that I would be finished with a spool of thread. On me. Let's see. We'll work through all the hoards, all the stashes. You know, really curled. Just a couple more from the heap. We are more done than less done. Yeah, doesn't matter. We'll just sew. We'll keep checking in on the chat. I'll prattle. I'll check the chat. I'll be quiet. We'll see. We'll see where things have to take us. I know, but at least we've been prattling, so we've not had like sewer face, the equivalent of gamer face. We're not going to sell like that with the mouths hanging open. That's weird. Gently smile, put a happy face, sit up straight, squeeze your butt cheeks, and stitch pretty. No sewer face, juggler face, gamer face. They're all the same. School your face. If you don't like what you're doing, trick yourself into smiling. You might surprise yourself and actually enjoy it a tiny bit more. Oh, you know what? We cut these salvage to salvage, so we don't necessarily need to put in a French seam because there's no raw edges. Might we put in French seams anyway? Or we could just, you know what? Scratch that. We're just gonna sew the seams and then stitch them flat. They're not gonna unravel, but I think I would like them to lay flat and not. I think it'll just look nicer when I'm dancing the dances and kicking my legs up high. Just a few on account, but that's just going to take time away from me finishing. So we're just going to keep stitching. Because it doesn't really matter. We have to do them and then do them all again. And I looked at the roll, there's so much left on this roll of fabric. So I'm like, alright, peignoir set, maybe the nightie and a robe. Question I was thinking about the robe, do we want to add oodles of tiered ruffles on that too, or just do a layer of ruffles at the bottom? I don't know yet. Figure it out when we get there. I haven't cut the robe out yet. And I don't know if I've got to sew more tiers for the ruffles. Do you want to do it down like the openings and the bottom? Yes, of course. Why would I choose anything less? Alright, let's see what another 30 minutes of stitching takes us. Does anybody have any exciting plans for the week, or is it just another Monday, another week? It's hard sometimes when you get to be an adult and you have a job where there's no summer break, there's no seasonality. It's just work. The same thing. Week after week. Relatively similar schedule. Things shift, but it's basically exactly the same. And, you know, it's fine. No, I shouldn't make it sound ungrumpy and I'm ungrateful because I'm unfortunate and I really have nothing to grump about. Or it's just grumping's just not thermodynamically favorable. It's not a good use of my energy. working diligently. We'll have a new project for next Sunday. But I guess I shouldn't put all my carts before the horse. I don't know. I haven't finished these ones yet. Alright, Phoenix, keep sewing. Just stitch it. Put the pieces down and move your feet now. Just stitch it. Just stitch it. Okay, now we're going to the dark side of the sewing machine. Every piece I pull is one less from the pile. Yeah, I think, let's see here. We're gonna plow through the last of this pile, at least get half of it done. 11 people on Rumble still hanging out with me. You guys are rock stars. I see you not chatting right now, but I see you. I see the numbers, and I appreciate you. And if you don't mind, I don't care if you don't chat, but could you just like smash some buttons for me? That would really make my day. Thanks, folks. I know sometimes it's just the sweet sounds of the sewing machine are just too good to pass up. Yeah, I think maybe we'll save the gathering for Wednesday so that folks can see me do it if they hadn't before. I'll get the roofles or the other half of the rolled hem done maybe by myself because I can. Actually, I'm just going to do what I'm doing now. Talk to myself and sew. But I think after 3 hours, I'm going to need to stretch my legs for a second. Sometimes sew a little bit faster off stream because I'm not trying to glance at the chat, but chat's what keeps me coming back. All for you folks. My hundreds of meters of fabric that need to be turned into something amazing. Lots of amazing somethings. I think we have enough vinyl in that basket weave pattern. We can make a jacket and a matching bag and still have extra left over. But I stitched something wrong. No airing stitches, just stitch it good. The pile is so small compared to what's on the floor. You know, my brain keeps going back and forth because I don't think we're going to do the small creator program for Rumble. I would like to turn my vocals into something more. Should we put like our hooping and burlesque? Not that Phoenix has a burlesque act right now, but in my head I do. And like if I set it to just the lowest $1.99 on locals, because I mean, just give me need something to work for to try to be more premium instead of just. I'm gonna try being extra. Oh, there's the. I've down to one on the machine and two more. We are almost done with half of the rolled hem. But the table is so empty now. But that heap is not sitting there for a second. Alright, let's get these panels stitched. Hemmed. Oh, there's that. Yeah, maybe one of these weekends on a Saturday we'll plan. Get some creative assets. Should we do a big sew-a-thon? Just see if we can encourage sewing on. Make life sewing even more great. See how many costumes we can complete. Got at least 3 of the. I know we've got fabric. We can cut at least 3 multi-paneled lace. Really, so much stuff. You know what? I think I'm going to be able to get to the end of this panel and falling asleep. But we've got such traction. Alright, Phoenix, stop complaining. Just power through. There's no crying at. Oh, what is wrong? Through the directly to all. It's rethreaded. Alright, we're so close to half. Okay, got the stitch and stitched. Oh, we already sang Just Stitch It. I need some new theme songs. Just stitch it. Oh, no, that one's just good. And our rolled hems are looking so better than last time. So we can sew. For some reason I thought I heard the cat dinner bell again, but no, it only rings once. And it was more than an hour ago. Now I'm just hearing stuff. I think we're just going to get to this end piece and call it after this one and leave these two just in case. We might not need it, so I'll have two in reserve. Plus, I need to save at least one in case I need more so I can cut them. So let's get this last piece done and we will call it a show. I mean, I know we cut the strip 7 inches, but it's almost easier to just lay it on top of the fabric if I need to cut more rather than to measure each time, because that's silly. Alright. The last 4 hanger honors. Just gonna blow through the end here. So close, so close. Being halfway finished with this one piece of the multi-step process that is a can-can to petticoat. Okay, we are half done. What I do now, I'm going to cut the end, lay, there's the right side that's flat. I'm going to get the opposite side under so I remember, and we are going to have this dramatic pull it all around the floor back to the machine. We'll look at this beautiful heap here. What you're looking at is 17 lengths of 160-inch, 7-inch strips of fabric. That's it. All right, folks. Thank you all. Don't wait till tomorrow to be fabulous today. Don't laugh at others unless you've laughed at yourself. I have been Phoenix Electra, and thanks everybody who's hung out at the costume shop with me. We will be back on Wednesday at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time to probably sew in some ruffles, unless I, either on this fabric or unless I'm super crazy, get all this done and we cut it out of this red back here. But until then, don't wait. I already said all my things. All right, I'm hitting the end stream button. Thanks, everybody. Smash some buttons. You've been great. I'm not going to steal Panda Sub's outro. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.